Okay, our program today, I had to drag them from the other side of the world to come here today to present to you. This is my son-in-law, Dustin Covington, and this is my daughter, Mallory. And they've done one wonderful thing in their life, and that's given me a beautiful granddaughter. So, did fine there. Anyway, they're here to talk about what they're doing over in India, so I'll turn it over to you. Phil, you may have to run lights or something. And can somebody hit the power there?
We need to start with. Oh, make it go, Dad.
It's a Mac if you help me.
Well, if it doesn't work, oh, there.
Well, we are extremely thankful. You know, a year ago, you guys helped us buy some computers for a center in Sultanganj, one of the neighborhoods in our city, and we are just really grateful that you guys decided to do that. This center is in a slum. And what these guys have been doing is, and we didn't really know exactly how these computers would be used, but there were no computers in the neighborhood. And so we thought maybe some trainings would happen, and you know, accounting software, and word processing. But what we found that they're using them most for is applying for jobs. Which I think was even more basic of a need than we would have ever even dreamed. As the world becomes more digital, you know, some of these people in slums are becoming, they have less and less access to certain things, jobs being one of them. And so people, one after another, are coming into this place and applying for jobs or applying for different schools or different government documents, and so they've already really been used for the community. So thank you guys.
Just kind of, there's a map up there that sort of shows where we are. If you see the black star, so that's India. And it's a population-based map, so where it's really red, there's a lot of people, and where it's not so red, there's not so many people. And we live in the capital city of a state called Bihar, which is a state with about 100 million people in it. And it's a seventh of the size of Texas, so it's really densely populated. It's right along where the Ganges River runs, so it's a big river plain, floods every year.
And over the years, Bihar has become one of the most impoverished states in all of India because of corruption and because of caste differences. Bihar has really fallen behind, as some places in India have really had the tech boom. And I mean, if you ever have to call in to, you know, talk to somebody on the phone, and pretty much any company now will have a call center in India, and Indians are very math and science focused, and so India has really taken off in some areas, but it hasn't really been the case in Bihar. Bihar as a whole is still agriculturally based, and to sustain 100 million people on agriculture alone hasn't really worked, and so there's some real extreme poverty in our state.
Oh, the picture on the bottom corner is actually of the kids in the neighborhood where you guys got the computers. So those are all the little girls we were hanging out one day, but just so you can see them. Do we want to? So we have been in the process of doing some. That's going to play. There you go. Doing some surveying in our community, because when we moved there, our city alone has about 7 million people in it, and you can't work in the whole city, and so we kind of needed to narrow down what we would be doing and where we'd be doing it. So we just started doing some surveys to learn basic demographics, and we've landed in this community called Digha, which is right on the Ganges River. We're actually moving there when we get back to India in November. It's about 10 minutes from where we live now, though. But this is kind of what we learned. The religious breakdown, it's about 70% Hindu, 30% Muslim. And there's a few Christians there. The average level of education among the adults that we surveyed was 6th grade. Nearly a quarter of the people in our community are earning less than $26 a month. And that's not just for themselves, that's for their families. And most of the people that live in Digha live in a large family unit where, so for instance, if my dad had 3 sons, my mom and my dad, all of his sons, their wives, and their children live in a home. So we're talking about big families living on $26 a month. And even where we live, that's not enough.